AEW planning to have a clash between some champions on live and free TV in January, but what will they call it?
After a hard-hitting G1 tournament and amidst some world title turmoil, New Japan Pro Wrestling have the full card set for November 6th Power Struggle.
And, by the way, well, this would be me. Seems like November 6th isn't going to be the only big event. The only big event at all. In fact, by the way, hi, I'm John.
I'm Raja.
And you're watching Blind Tag Wrestling News now. So, all right, check it out. We got all kinds of stuff to talk about.
Yes.
Because...
so much.
Yeah, we got some programming notes, if you will. And we've got some other little tidbits and bitty tids to go about. But listen, the big thing is this. You have to share the show. You have to hit the like, hit the subscribe, and also, share it.
Yes.
Because that's the only way to really grow it. You don't want us to be all show. It's better to be somewhat show and a lot of grow.
Right.
So we want to grow for you.
Yes.
Because you do that to us. And we're all excited about this. And we want to show you how excited we really are. So make sure to tell your friends, tell your enemies, go watch some of that other crap on here, and you'll be like, holy dogs. I really like them too. They're really good. But let me talk about something else right now, and that's November 6th. That's right. I'm going to have to get a little serious for a second, all right? John's the name, Hawkins is the last, so we're coming at you right now live, pal. Innovate Wrestling, innovatewrestling.com. On the Facebook, you can just look up Innovate Wrestling. On the tweet machine, same deal. Just look up Innovate Wrestling. You're going to find this. We have a little event coming up. Oh, yeah, pal. We have a little event coming up called Acts of Violence.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting name.
Well, it's the Death Carnival. The Death Carnival. All right?
Wow.
So, a lot of great matches happening this coming Saturday night in Kingsport, Tennessee at the hallowed halls of the Kingsport Civic Auditorium, a place where Ron Wright and Whitey Caldwell used to pack them in by the thousands each and every week. A place where we've had some of the biggest events in Kingsport wrestling history. Yeah. And that's quite a long, huge history. You look at things like, Southeastern Wrestling. Yeah, you look at things like the multiple NWA cards that have come through the area, and even right next door at the DB Dome, some of the big Mid-Atlantics that happened there. And with us, we've been running this baby for quite a while.
Yes.
We worked our way into that building, and that building became ours more than 15 years ago.
Yeah.
And
it's been a long time.
We've been having our big shows there, and this one, it doesn't get much bigger than this. Listen, all right, it works like this, and for those of you who don't know, well, you need to know. You really need to know. We have a lot of big matches on there. One of the ones I am looking forward to, my God, if you've ever seen Cash Flow, all right, IWA Mid-South, whatever you want to look at, go, some Chris Hero stuff out there. There's all kinds of stuff out there to find. This guy, if he hasn't worked him, has trained them. If he hasn't trained them, has completely filleted them. He's one of the hardest choppers, dare I say, maybe the hardest chopper in the business.
Yeah.
All right?
It's scary.
And his business is good because he's going to be going against, now I've been wanting this match so bad, but there's a Menace in the area. Listen, the Black and Needs assassin himself, Menace, he is a Knoxville area, just hero, legend, whatever you want to look at. But he's also one of those guys that'll knock your nipples into the third row. I'm just here to tell you. All right.
Battle of the chops.
I like to think of myself as a nice little chop house guy myself, to the extent of I'm not satisfied unless I see a little blood when I throw a chop. But I transgress. So the deal is, it's a battle of chops. Now, the real fun thing would be if they just threw headlocks the whole time. But Menace versus Cash Flow, part of the Death Carnival, Acts of War for Innovate Wrestling. We've also got the TIM himself. He used to be one of the Gymnasty Boys. He is an athletic phenomenon. But I tell you, man, Tim versus Caleb Courageous, my guy. A little Caleb Courageous sighting. This is going to be another one of those just it's a good mix. It's kind of the strength against the high flying, but they're both daredevils. So it's going to be a slobber knocker. United States Tag Team Championship, which is Innovate Wrestling's tag titles. Just so you know, just so you're caught up here, we're going to have the Cross Brothers, who are the champions, and they're going to be facing Kerry Morton, Ricky Morton's son, and JC Adams. Should be an exciting match. Also, we're going to have a first-time matchup. This is another one I kind of lobbied for on the internet because I wanted it so badly in my life. VIP Fast Pass champion. Now, in Innovate Wrestling, there's a ladder match that happens once a year, and you get a VIP Fast Pass when you get up there. It's like a lanyard. With that, you're entitled to a title shot at some point, much like any of these other gimmicks you would see like this. But this match, Axton Ray. If you haven't seen Axton Ray on the Indies, listen. I've been watching Axton since he was and not Fred, but he is the consummate professional. He is athletic. He is, built like a brick house.
Yes.
And he also is facing one of my favorite people in the business. Now, whether I'm being a fan or whether I'm backstage or discussing philosophy, there's a guy named Jason Kincaid. He is a gift to professional wrestling. And I got a long history with him. I think the world of him. And if you have never seen a Jason Kincaid match, you're missing out. You need to go out of your way. There's a lot out there. I mean, there is a plethora of matches to see of his out there. Any of the Chase Owens matches, which is a legendary feud in the area.
Yeah.
Or you can go to Evolve and watch some of the high quality shot things that are involved with him. But Jason Kincaid versus Axton Ray, it's going to be, as Roger would say. Then we get to our main event. This one's big. All right, so I'm really going to take the smile off my face on this one, and I'm going to have to put a promo out later today on this. We're having our first ever no ropes barbed wire death match in Innovate Wrestling. So this match is built up because of certain things that have happened and certain things that have happened between the performers, between the wrestlers.
Mm-hmm.
And my guy, who I've been with for a decade and a half, which is Chris Richards. And Chris Richards, I call the cornerstone of John Hawkins Promotions. John Hawkins Promotions being the group that I started when I could no longer wrestle because of an injury to my arm. I only had one or two matches since that point. And there's a lot of titanium in this arm right here. So, if you don't have a left arm, it kind of hurts. But this match is special to me because it's for all the marbles. And it's for the Innovate Grand Championship. And that's the biggest title, the best title you can have in Innovate Wrestling. Now, it's also for bragging rights, and this is my town, not your town, promotion rights, everything you can imagine. Maybe not officially, but he who runs that title runs the place. And they've done everything they can to run us out of town.
Mm-hmm.
Everything they can. So Chris Richards and John Hawkins standing by his side. We're going to face Toby Farley along with Rob Knight. Now, Toby's had death matches, quite a few. And, he's done well in those. But listen, this is, no matter what you think of wrestling, no matter what you think of anything like that, this is a no ropes, barbed wire death match.
Mm.
Real barbed wire, real blood, real anger, real hate, real desperation.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Richards, I have it on good authority, is going to either win this match. Well, let's just say he's going to win this match. And I'm going to do whatever it takes to make sure that happens. So if I come out of this thing mangled up, if he comes out of this mangled up, I'm going to make sure that it happens or nobody walks out. So November 6th, if you're anywhere near Kingsport, Tennessee, you need to be here for this match. I'll have promos coming out later. I'll put them on our channel as well. Don't always go into this, but this one has me fired up because this is going to be dangerous. This is going to be a big deal. So, moving on.
Moving on. Why don't we talk about a little news coming out of AEW?
Let's do that.
All right. Well, there has been a report come out by Mr. Andrew Zarian himself of the Matt Men podcast. We always love to hear from him. And he has a source that has told him that AEW has planned their first special event on TNT.
Their foray, if you will.
That's part of their new deal where they're moving to TBS, but they still get 4 Supercards a year on TNT. So it's live on television, free to watch. But he tweeted, AEW is planning a TNT special on January 8th.
Right.
They're obviously not able to use the name Clash of the Champions due to WWE owning the rights. However, I'm hearing the possible name for this show will be Battle of the Belts, a throwback to NWA/CFW.
Ha! Championship wrestler from Florida, if you will. All right, look. So we might have some grand plays going on here. January 8th, TNT. This is good. I hope it's 3 hours, man. I hope it's 3 hours. Oh!
They might make it 3 hours.
So the deal is, yes, we can't call it Clash of Champions, but it's exactly Clash of Champions.
Yeah, what it is.
And the best thing to do on that, I love wrestling fans that make wrestling. Battle of the Belts is one of those the hidden gems, all right? It's one of the most awesome things to ever occur, in my opinion. There's 3 Battle of the Belts cards that were just stupendous, and it happened in Florida, and they did it live, and they were actually broadcasting it in Texas, and a lot of places carried this live on
awesome.
That network, and you got all these different feds working together at the time. Check this out. You can find these on YouTube, too, completely at their... and one of them, there's like a hurricane happening.
Wow.
So yeah, like fans had a hard time getting there, and they're like, we apologize but it's just
we're still gonna wrestle though.
Really cool ambiance to the whole thing.
Man.
But you had people like from Pacific Northwest, you had people from Dallas, you had people, there is some amazing matches to go back and look in, going back now especially and look, and like for the NWA Florida Southern Heavyweight title, this is the Battle of the Belts 1. You got Rick Rude with Percy Pringle, Paul Bear versus Billy Jack Haynes. You got AWA world title match on the NWA card when the Road Warriors, Animal and Hawk with Paul Ellering, went against Harley Race and Stan Hansen.
My goodness.
Just complete...
star power.
Yeah, complete meat slapping, just crazy big beefy boys. You had an NWA world title match, best 2 out of 3 falls with Ric Flair against Wahoo Mcdaniel. And that was just the first one. If you go all the way to Battle of the Belts 2... which happened 1986. My God. Again. So on this one, there's such amazing ones as Lex Luger with Hiro Matsuda against Jesse Barr for the NWA Florida Southern Heavyweight title. You have an early Great Muta sighting as well. You have Bruiser Brody with Gary Hart versus Wahoo McDaniel. They had blades on blades. Just amazing a match. You had a Kevin Sullivan match where the Road Warriors and Blackjack and Waller, just a schmoz craziness. But this has one of the best matches of all time on it, as you have Ric Flair against Barry Windham. Now, this is one of the trilogy, one of the Forgotten trilogy.
Right.
And because everybody talks about the Steamboat trilogy, this is one of the matches in that Forgotten trilogy. Now, at the time, Barry Windham was still a Florida competitor, as he was still being punished for leaving Dusty when Dusty took over the booking in Mid-Atlantic, going to WWF. That spot went to Magnum TA. So Barry Windham caused Magnum TA to be crippled for life. But when Barry came back, he had to stay down in Florida as a punishment. But then Maggie had his car accident, and all of a sudden, boom, guess who's back home? Barry Windham. But this is the Ric Flair Barry Windham match that this catapulted him also to Mid-Atlantic.
I'm sure.
Because this match was just, it was just amazing. So even on Battle of the Belts 3, for me, Battle of the Belts 2 was, the fantastic one. But this has one of my favorite matches from any feud ever, because the fabulous ones, baby. Stan Lane and Steve Keirn. Don't. Damn it. It doesn't always have to be those pictures. It doesn't have to always be those pictures.
I had nothing to do with this.
They are mean. They are They are fighting machines.
They're big, burly men.
Oh, my God. They went against the sheep herders.
That sounds like a good match.
Yes, and yes. So also you have Road Warriors on this one versus the Shock Troops, and it was a Road Warriors match. And Chris Champion, before Chris Champion went weird, I used to love Chris Champion, and you had Flair and Luger. You had Barry Windham versus Ron Bass. Just it wasn't as good as part 2,
right?
And
but it was still good.
You could kind of see the wheels coming off the Florida thing, because in part 1 you had everybody really working together. Part 2 was showing the NWA at its height of strength, I believe.
Right.
Because going into 1986, it was just, oh my God, it was so amazing. Coming out of 86 into 87, even, it was like that. But hey, who am I? That's just some of the cool stuff. And
so yeah, we're excited.
Hopefully, on these they'll have Bryan Danielson.
Oh, they will.
Because I have been fairly excited.
Yeah, Brian's been just on top of it.
What the hell happened? I mean, what a month this cat's had.
Yeah, seriously. Since September 22nd, he's faced Kenny Omega, he's faced Nick Jackson, he's faced Bobby Fish, Minoru Suzuki, and he's even been on Dark, against Aaron Solo. He's teamed with Christian Cage in the Jurassic Express. He faced Eddie Kingston in the tournament. I mean...
Okay, so out of these matches, most of them have been classics.
Yeah.
I mean, all-time classics.
Yeah.
Things you tell your grandkids about.
Mm-hmm.
I remember back when that Bryan Danielson, Bryan, American Dragon boy, had a match against Kenny Omega, that doll boy. And my God, they knocked the nipples into the third row. It's
only been in the space of a month.
Yeah, a month. A month!
That's it. He's just been...
More classic matches than he had in a...
Yeah,
Girl. All right.
Oh, man.
It's been amazing. I'm happy, but I'm also so mad that it was robbed from me for so long.
Right.
Maybe he wouldn't have had all that built up if this hadn't happened. Bryan Danielson is a wrestling god. Yes. It's been bantied around like bantied words are. Yes. But he's a god.
He is.
He's a wrestling
He's so good.
Deity. He is a purest form of wrestling. If I was to get a bunch of old wrestling magazines out, it would spew Bryan Danielson all over you. Little Bryan Danielson would be flying everywhere. And you would be going, yes, yes, yes.
Oh, man. We really like Bryan Danielson.
I love you, Bryan Danielson. Thank you. Thank you, Bryan Danielson.
Oh, man. Moving right along, we're going to skip over to Japan now. Because, we had the G1.
Oh, yeah.
And it ended. And we didn't really get to cover it all that much.
No, we didn't.
Because we had some transitional things going on, So, basically, they had the final. And some crazy stuff happened on the final.
That's
including...
crazy stuff. This is crazy stuff. Yeah, it was nuts.
Including the best match of the final, which was your boy, Zack Sabre Jr.
Oh, yeah, little fish and chips. Doctor Who.
In a 5-minute exhibition match against Katsuyori Shibata. Out of freaking nowhere. Nobody knew what was happening. Commentary was losing their minds.
We lost our minds.
Chris Charlton was crying, just like us.
Crying.
Yes.
I made her cry.
The feelings that it brought up to see Shibata in the ring, even for 5 minutes.
There was something right down here.
Oh, man.
I went and got my wrestler shirt and put it on.
Shibata.
I was just so excited.
And he said he's going to come back into the ring again.
We could have him. Can you imagine him versus Bryan Danielson in a Who Hurts Their Concussion first match? Oh.
Who's going to retire first?
Listen, Shibata almost died.
Yes.
Legit.
It was bad.
Legitimately almost died.
Watch your headbutts, kids.
And it's on full display. You can still watch that match. I have trouble watching that match. But he's been doing an amazing job with the LA Dojo.
Oh, yeah. He's a fantastic trainer.
We've just been happy that we have him in our lives.
Yeah. But it's great to see him sometimes.
That big slice of sexy Japanese man meat is now back with his non-facial expression.
Oh, man.
But in its own way is a facial expression. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
He's very stoic.
He is stoic.
Zack Sabre Jr. is a legend in his own right at this point.
He is the reason we have little Daniel Garcias in the world.
Yes.
Because, you know what I'm saying? It's that kind of je ne sais quoi.
Yes, it's that style.
I love you, Shibata.
It was beautiful. Like, we sat in silence the entire 5 minutes and just absorbed it.
I would hate to went after it.
Oh, man. Yeah. Going after that's not the thing. You just don't.
It made Kota Ibushi implode.
You just take a break.
It was crazy.
Oh, yes. Of course, we had the G1 final between Kazuchika Okada and Kota Ibushi, which did not go as it should have.
I'm so sorry.
Okada won after Kota Ibushi did a Phoenix Splash and missed and landed directly on his shoulder, throwing it out completely. Oh, it was terrible. It looked so painful. Oh, they had to end the match prematurely. What was turning into a great match because of who's in it, obviously. But yeah, Kota Ibushi got hurt and they had to end the match and Okada won the G1. Not in the way he would have wanted, but that's where we are now.
Speedy recovery to Kota Ibushi. Yes. We love you. Hope you come back soon and strong. Okada looked amazing through the whole tournament.
He did.
And he looks fantastic.
He's deserved
in great shape. There's been some weird stuff happening.
Yeah, directly after the final.
Okay, so the final happened. Okada won. And Okada made a weird promo about the fact that the G1 winner is arguably the best wrestler in the world.
Yes.
And he considers himself that person, and he brought up the IWGP Heavyweight Championship.
He did.
Or as I like to call it,
the best championship.
Yeah, the belt. Look at that beauty.
The most beautiful championship ever made.
So he brought that up.
Yes.
And he went one further on road to Power Struggle.
Oh, he didn't just bring it up. He didn't just say he wanted to challenge for it. No. He wore it out to the ring. He's calling himself the IWGP Heavyweight Champion.
And who's going to argue?
Oh, man. He's lost his marbles.
So, at the same time of marble lossage, in the States, running around, has been this crazy little Brit. Not my crazy little Brit, but that other crazy little Brit that has really solid matches. So you can't hate him altogether.
Right.
But Will Ospreay, who is going to be back,
yes.
And we can only imagine Wrestle Kingdom is shaping up.
Oh, man.
To have some kind of Okada claiming to be the IWGP Heavyweight Champion.
Yes.
Will Ospreay claiming, because he didn't lose the belt.
Right.
He just ran away from Japan.
Claiming to be the true IWGP World Heavyweight Champion.
And Shingo Takagi, the rightful champion.
Yes.
Okay, so you have these three things going on, and as long as anything doesn't change with Takagi,
right,
or as long as Okada doesn't lose his right to be to challenge for the belt, right, one could only imagine that you're going to have two combinations. You're either going to have a match where a triple threat, which is very rare, especially on such a big deal.
Oh yeah.
Or you're going to have A versus B facing C.
Yeah, that's all. That's all you got.
I mean, and
all of it's amazing.
The craziest thing is you can almost have a round robin, but we won't even go that far.
We won't even touch that yet.
Yeah, it's going to be fantastic. I'm very excited about everything going on with this.
Yes,
but
me too.
Power Struggle card has been completely filled out now, especially since I'm excited. It's so excited about a Yano match. I can't believe I'm excited about a Yano match.
Oh, man.
But Yano, the fans picked the stipulation again for
on
this,
Twitter.
And they're going to have a amateur wrestling match.
Yes, an amateur rules wrestling match between Yano and the Great Okan, who is an amazing wrestler.
Both of them are.
Yes.
This could be fantastic.
Yeah.
So what is the card so far for Power Struggle that we know of?
So the card for Power Struggle is Yoshinobu
Really?
Yes.
I didn't think Kanemaru was coming back. I thought he went to France for a while.
Kanemaru and Doki versus Oiwa and Fujita, the Young Lions.
Oh, I love the Young Lions.
We also have Makabe, Hanma, and Tiger Mask versus Tongaloa, Gato, and Jado.
Well,
so just a lot of hitting
that's a match. Yeah. I get to see Tiger Mask and go, look, it's Tiger Mask being stiff with people.
Oh, we love Tiger Mask.
We do.
We also have Yuji Nagata teaming with Taguchi and Master Wado against Sanada, Hiromu, and Bushi.
Get to see Hiromu.
Yes. Always fun. A never openweight 6-man tag team championship match between Goto, Ishii, and Yoshihashi, the champions.
Bless you.
Versus Evil, Yujiro, and Sho.
Oh, no.
House of Torture.
No. House of Torture must go.
They're going to win it.
Come on, Ishii.
We also have the provisional King of Pro Wrestling 2021 amateur rules match between Toru Yano and the Great Okan.
Take the leg.
An IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship match between Robbie Eagles and El Desperado.
The
IWGP United States Heavyweight Championship match between Hiroshi Tanahashi and Kenta.
That's interesting. I think Kenta takes this one.
And then he has to fight Chase. The right to challenge for the IWGP title at Wrestle Kingdom between Okada and Tama Tonga, who beat him in the G1.
Very interesting.
The only one to beat him in the G1.
It is. That's an interesting matchup.
And an IWGP World Heavyweight Championship match between Shingo Takagi and Zack Sabre Jr.
Oh, yeah. It's my time. My time in the sun. I'm going to show you how it got done. Got to tie up in a little pretzel, a little dragon.
He's dangerous.
Dragon box.
He could win it.
Yeah, listen.
Ow. Sorry. I don't mean to jinx it.
How amazing. How amazing. Do you realize not only will we have a live recap, I'll be bandaged up still from Innovate Wrestling. So I'm going to be trying to find parts of my nose.
Oh, man.
I'm going to have all kinds of cuts
doing
all
the Zack
over
Sabre
me.
Jr.
I'm going to do the dusty cut on my arm with the barbed wire and try to find arteries just to, freak people out. And I'm going to be doing the Zack Sabre Jr.
It's November 6th. That's going to be insane.
It's going to be amazing.
November 7th is going to be even crazier because that's when we're going to do our review.
Oh, no. Wait a second. This is going to happen before Innovate.
Yes.
Oh, I'm going to be bloody. This is going to be actually Friday night for us.
Yes.
Oh, dear God. I'm going to have to go into, I could go in just on top of the world because my man Zach won the match.
Oh, he could. He very well could.
Man, that'd be some amazing stuff. And I normally pull for old Dragon Bollocks.
Yeah.
But I can't do that against our boys. So, with all that out of the way, I missed you. So, we got to talk about something really important now. This is really important. How are we going to be served up to you?
Yes.
Other than on a silver platter. Listen, this is a big deal because we want everybody to know how this is going. And it will change with, subscribers and how things happen and with demand and what you want to see.
We have to find what works
for
all of us.
What you want to see will work the best. So what we're wanting to do, we don't want to follow trends and just be like, oh, hey, look at Slammy talk. They do this every day and they try to have, well, you know what? I can't help what a bunch of people that's never been in a ring do. But I'm just playing. I know. Yeah. All right. So we're innovators. So we like to innovate, whether by ourselves or with others. And by doing that, I like to say that we're going to be with you for an NXT 2.0 review each week.
Yes.
Because we freaking love it. Love it. Just love it. So we're going to have NXT 2.0 review. Now, that will either be the fully polished edition or it's going to be live after the fact. Live the tape.
Yeah.
Just in case
we're just going to throw it at you.
Yeah. Go over the top on it. Have a Dynamite review each week. As well, and that's going to be the same deal. Probably, we might go on it'll be as soon as possible.
Yeah,
put it that way. We're also going to be reviewing any pay-per-views that happen.
Yes.
Live rampages, that's a rarity, but when they do happen, we'll be giving you the live rampages.
Yeah,
and like I said, the live pay-per-views. But the big thing we're working on is the magazine weekly. So we're really excited about this, and the title of this is going to be "Did you see wrestling this week?" And it can be said in different ways, right? Yes. Did you see wrestling this week? Or it could be,
did you see wrestling this week?
I did.
I hope it's more of that.
Yeah. So we're going to be covering everything we normally cover, but in one big schlump. Because sometimes when we cover it the next morning, we don't know all the details yet. Like, we don't know how many people Charlotte actually pissed off and how unfair it is until like 2 days later. So our hope, this will be released every Sunday. Mm-hmm. So you can enjoy your Sunday by watching us and sharing it and letting everybody know. And if it can be any earlier, it will be. But Sunday's like my at latest thing. Hopefully Saturday night. But please share this, help it grow. And, only you can help it grow. We bring it to you for a reason.
We depend on you.
Anyway, we got a lot going on. Please, our socials are our socials. Come love on us a little bit, love us up. And we can't wait. We'll see you again for the NXT 2.0 review. For the lovely Raja, my name's John. So long from Blind Tag Wrestling.
Bye.